Gypsy curse, voodoo magic. In the end, what does it matter when your mind is mush and your body is beyond your control, doing the bidding of some evil power outside the bounds of human comprehension? In this country, we have a mantra. It may be an unspoken mantra. Nonetheless, it's deep, driven into the national consciousness. It can't happen here. It can't happen here. It can't happen here. I'm here to remind you it did happen here. I wish it was a dream, but it was all too real. My story begins long ago, in another century, another millennium, way back in the mid-1990s. In a place not unlike this one, in a town so depraved and bizarre they had to call it Los Angeles. It was a dark time, and it was going to get darker soon. Sure, there were scattered news reports, but nothing to take seriously. Trouble in Paraguay, Uruguay, who cared? Who cared about some villages going collectively mad under the spell of a witch doctor? Crazy, I know. Can't happen here, it can't happen here. We should have paid attention. If only we had heeded the warning, listened to the tortured cry of the jungle before it gained strength and moved north, eventually threatening this whole crazy rock we live on. Oh, but we were safe here in sunny Southern California. Especially me, I always play it safe. That's why I got into the music game. Everyone knows musicians never get into any kind of trouble. So I learned to play a little guitar, I played a little bass. As a musician for hire, I worked with cover bands, playing tunes from better times. I must have played every biker bar, every VFW, AA, Parents Without Partners, American Legion, Elks Lodge, Moose Lodge, every other damn lodge from here to Kathmandu. This particular night, it just happened to be the Sons of Italy. Funny, the name of the band that night was Deja Vu. I relived that night 1,000 times. Funny, the name of the band that night was Deja Vu. I relived that night 1,000 times. Funny, snap out of it, man, snap out of it! As I set up my bass amp, I looked over to the keyboard and there she was, my ex-girlfriend, Stevie Nicks. Not her real name. She was pretty all right, but our breakup the year before was less than. When she said, "It's nice to see you again," a chill went through me that could, I don't know, do something really cold. The first set went without incident. The second set, I wondered where my mind went. The band leader called out a tune I didn't recognize. The title was like a foreign language. I don't know, for old time's sake, probably just pity. Stevie decided to help me out. I was over my head, but it didn't feel nice. Just keep playing the same bass line over and over again, she told me. It's only a few notes. What bass line? What are these notes you speak of? She sang me the line and I began playing it on the bass. I say I played it, but soon I wondered if it was playing me. The drummer kicked in with a solid groove, and when the guitarist added a rhythmic flair riff, the effect was hypnotic. I looked over at Stevie Nicks, not her real name. And for the first time I noticed her platinum blonde hair, though beautiful, had suddenly taken on a witch-like quality. And why had she suddenly donned a black hooded cape a la Lily Munster? Stevie lorded over her keyboard like it was an altar, looking down on the people, her minions, with disdain. Sons of Italy, daughters of Italy, fathers, mothers, grandparents, cousins, people of all sizes, shapes, and ages, united by their love of God and country. Now they can love only one thing, the tortured cry of the jungle. The mysterious power that stripped them of all free will. I watched as all intellect fell away from their faces and they began to move like spastic marionettes in awkward unison. I watched as Stevie sang this strange song. In profile, I could only see her nose and mouth protrude from the black cowl. A shock of straight white hair veiling her eyes. She spat out the lyrics with contempt as she whipped her flock into higher and higher levels of frenzy with each passing verse. I looked at the hapless, helpless Italian Americans. They were now fully zombified. Mindless beings with bovine eyes, imprisoned by their self-mocking bodies, imprisoned. I looked at Stevie. I looked at the zombies. I looked at Stevie again. And when she turned her evil eye on me, I could tell that makeup sex was not going to happen. I threw my bass to the ground and hit the floor, submerging the room in thunderous feedback. Spotting the nearest exit, I ran and I ran so far away. I ran and I ran as fast and as far as I could, trying if I could only make it all not true. Somehow, if I could make it all not true, I ran and I ran and I ran until finally I reached 2008. And I'm so much happier now. The world is such a brighter place. The plague is over. Nothing can hurt us now. I gave up the bass and the guitar. I found a new life. It turns out musicians aren't the wholesome bunch I thought they were. I found a new group of people who are not all about their own ego. I found a new career, which I'm sure is going to give me the security, the stability that I so desire. I decided to join the world of acting. Yes, I think that's the way to go. Still, every now and then, sometimes in the middle of taking down a food order, I hear the echo of a faraway dream, like the tortured cry from the jungle. Thank God civilization is far too enlightened for anything like that to ever happen again. It can't happen here. It can't happen here. No, not here. Not now.